Hood Postman, C-Bop, aka Cecil Brown, City, Hood, Click. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Lock the door on him. Lock the door on him. Hood Postman. Hood Postman. Reporting live. Reporting live. This the Hood Postman, come and check the program. You ain't from the streets, this is something you should know, man. Running from police, gotta grip the whip with both hands. Speeding down the interstate, please do not approach him. 40s in the fridge, got the caddy in the driveway. Get all out of my face, I don't wanna violate. Looked up in the mirror and I told myself, why wait? We took this shit worldwide, you only in 5 states. Came from the 4 corners with my 4 quarters. Showed them the style, then they stole on us. Times got wild, then they told on us. Dog, it was hard, but we had to keep it rolling. You ain't gotta ask, you know where to find me. I be in the back streets where it get grimy. It's just me and Mel, Rennie looking bride D. I be going hard till I'm in the 5 C's. Know the vibes. I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides, I ain't never had to tell a lie. Let's ride. Know the vibes. I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides, I ain't never told them up lie. Let's ride. Hood Postman. 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 Hood Postman.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click the notification. Sorry. Oh God. Uh, I dropped the camera. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the go content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and 15. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. Shout out to the amazing, incredible Marlena Williams. Shout out to the incredible moderators that are in the house. What's good? What's good, people? Yeah, we're here. We're back. It's Tuesday. Another complicated conversation where we get into it. We dive into the world of complicated individuals and chaotic situations. This is not a glorification, nor is it glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth, and I am here to deliver that truth. And truth can be based on one's opinion and perspective and just the general idea of what you witness and what you may have witnessed with your own 2 eyes and things that you have been involved in your lifetime. 2 individuals can see a situation, but they can explain it differently. That don't mean that anybody is telling the truth. It's just that your perception and experience of reality is your perception. So what happens, a lot of people feel they get into this big eye little U's and they feel that their version may be better than yours, or I don't know. I don't know what that be, but I'm here with you, Professor Melly Mel. Shout out to the OG band. What's happening, Compton Front Hood? So we're here to talk about my homeboy C-Bob, Cecil Bob, aka Cecil Bob. Cecil Bob grew up in the neighborhood on Peck Street. And some of the individuals he lived over there were like, he lived right next door to Dogface. He had a brother named Taz. He stayed right there with JJ, Johnny Jones, Rocky, rest in peace. And rest in peace, Fred Mack, Sandman, Kenny Blow, Goldie lived right there. And there was others that I may not remember or just don't recall at this time. And he lived on what was called Peck Street. So Peck Street was a very busy street due to the fact that it was adjacent to Long Beach Boulevards where a lot of activity happened and a lot of things went down. So there was a lot of hustling out there that was, based on Long Beach Boulevard because it was, they had the pimps, the players, the prostitutes, the places. Shout out to Bitter Dog Bruno. and they had just a host of individuals out there that was doing what they had to do to get resources, to get money, to put, as Bruno would say, put it in his pocket, put it in my pocket, and all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, um, a portion of that boulevard was set right in what you guys know as Santana Block. And growing up, I watched Cecil Bob grow up because he was like, I think he was probably he was years under me. I think he would be about 52 right now. I'm actually 64, so he was years behind me. Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Marlena Williams, Dominique, Michelle. Shout out to you, King Mike Marks. Everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate all you guys that come over here and support and listen to me ramble, so to speak. I do ramble at times, but I'm gonna keep it a band. But anyway, so I watched Cecil Bob come up, and I saw Cecil Bob struggle with this thing you call Santana Block. He struggled in a way that he wanted it so bad that he would take on phase, and people would generally just kind of like, come after C Bob based on at that time they was coming after him. He wasn't really his fighting skills wasn't really where they should have been. Well, because I think people best practice is trial by error, and you continue to do something that at some point you become great at it. That's just my particular take on it. That the more you practice something, the better you become. You don't become handicapped in those areas, and that's why when I get on this airways, I try to perfect my language. I try to perfect how I enunciate and pronounce it, and sort of different things, how I perform with the English language itself. It's important that we be clear and we be concise, and just a few things that help make this experience more better. So see Bob, right? I would see him fight all the time. He just would fight, but he never gave up. I mean, I see him took a lot of L's. Then one day, the table turned. I saw him get his first win. Then I saw him get his second win. I saw him get his third win. I saw him get his fourth win. I'm just seeing he's just knocking them, just taking them on, boop, 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 because he got what he happened. He started growing. He started maturing. He started getting muscles. He started, he just started becoming into his own manhood. And that manhood that he took on, because he took on personas that was around him that helped shape who he was because of what Santana meant. He really valued that. One of his favorite partners that he was hanging with, my homie, Bob, New Bob. Him and New Bob, you can see New Bob and Cecil Bob together in that blue blazer, cruising around the neighborhood, doing their thing, probably with them goddammits on their lap, just doing what they do, patrolling the hood, which was not unusual for individuals in the neighborhood to be doing that. Just part of what's up. So what I like to say, and just giving a little understanding, right? Our ancestors, we used to pick cotton. Now we are the cotton. We are the product in which the system is paid prisons that they make money off of us. They count on us. They count on us not being to handle our emotions. And this is why we get so many individuals that becomes at a certain point of life and stage of life and access of life, they become very emotional about certain things. And you got to be careful with emotions, because the emotions don't necessarily give you great outcomes. And what happened, we get caught up in the whirlwind of life, and we wind up in places and spaces that we never could imagine. And one particular, I was always looking to put a leg down or seek a situation, but I pretty much operated by myself or I operated with my one homie. Two of my homies was Gabo and Killer Kev. They was always, I could always trust, because me and Gabo been together, and we set up in the police stations dispersely clowning, playing off each other, and the police would be hot. They would be hot. And they would, try to turn him against me and me against him. But we had already mapped this out prior to anything happening in our circumstance and situation. We would be already mapped it out. We knew the whole play, how they would separate you and ask you questions, then ask him questions. So during these times, we had already mapped all this because we had been through this stuff, so we knew the drill. So we would play on them, and they would wind up being the angry ones, and then 72 hours, they would have to release us because nothing for nothing, what? Leaves nothing. So I would always do. So, but this particular night, I've been stalking this dude. This one, I'm not gonna say no names or anything, but those who know, know. Those who don't know, don't know. Been casing him for a while, and he happened to live like down course, what was called Color King. He got a spot down there, and I stalked him, and I catch him, and I would watch him and monitor his movements and everything, and I watched him for a good while. So finally, I initiated the lick. Now, unknown to me, I'm thinking that he got just a bag of money or a little duffel of money, right? I don't know that he got bricks in the actual car. I don't know this. So I'm on the side, and when he come out, I put the leg down, get him, bam, get his keys. I take the whole car, take off. So when I'm going, I don't anticipate seeing my homie, right? My homie Cecil Bob. But he don't know it's me because I got this hat, got these glasses on, and I got this jacket on. I'm in incognito. Boom, I shoot past him. He looked. So when he looked at the car, and he looked at the person that was in the car. He knew the car belonged to the guy. He knew the person that was in this car didn't fit. But he barely just caught a glimpse of me because the guy I'm talking about was a different race, a different nationality. So automatically he knew that whoever was in his car, it seemed odd to him. So before I could get too far, this guy, I didn't know he had a back, some more people like waiting on him. They see the whole play go down, but they didn't react quick enough. I was on it. I was on. But they jumped in behind me in another car, and they chased me. And what wound up happening, I go up the street, a street that's familiar to me. I jump out. I hit the curb, jump out, hit a couple of fences, go between this cat named Ron and Mr. Carter's house, wind up on another block called McDivvy. And what I do, I take the hat off, take the glasses off, take the Pendleton off, take all that stuff off, and I shot back around. But I grabbed the bag, the little duffel, right? I don't know how much money is in it at the time. So when I get back around, who I see? Cecil Bob with these dudes. So now I'm like, oh, God. I don't know if he really made out who I was. I'm nervous at the time because I don't know, because now I got to play it off because I'm trying to help pretend like I don't know nothing about nothing because the guys that I got, they somebody. C-Bop standing right there with him. So I'm thinking like, man, what is C-Bop doing? I'm thinking like my homie might be, giving it up on me. I don't know that at the time. I don't know. All I can do is, because I'm thinking and I'm in this situation, it's stressful. I got the bag, I got a stash, but unknown, they more worried about what's in the car versus what was in the bag. Come to find out, the car was loaded with bricks. Loaded with bricks. So now I took the keys, they can't get the keys to the car, so they pull up in another, like a little van, they quickly took everything out of there, put it in there, and take off. So I'm looking at Cecil Bob. I'm mad now. I'm super mad. But at the same time, I gather myself, and this is where emotional intelligence come in part play. I gather myself and collect myself, and I don't dip my hand, right? Because I really don't know whether my homie was in on this or what these people what I don't know. So come to find out, he just helping the dude because he know him and brought it. It didn't have nothing to do with me. But had I overthought the situation, it could have really went bad because I would have been putting myself in something that they didn't necessarily have me placed in no way. So that happened. So they get all their stuff back and they finally have a tow truck or whatever come get the car. So it would be years later, well, not too many years later, maybe about 2 or 3 years later, that we both wind up in prison. So when I get to what it's called Wasco, I guess it's called a 180. They call them 180 prisons or whatever. So they send me to Wasco. I think it was a 4 or 3 yard. I don't remember. It's 4 or 3 yard anyway. They put me in the cell with a cat named G Wood. G Wood is out of Pomona to Trade 57. So me and G Wood would be in the cell. We got real cool. We got man. We would be in there boxing and going body blows, because you in there, you personally waiting to get transferred to your destination or whatever. So when we did get yard, there was this one cat. I don't remember his name. And this had to be about 90, 91. I don't remember his name. And that was the first time I encountered the C machine, the blue machine in motion and all this. And I'm hearing these dudes saying all this, like my first time ever hearing some stuff like this, right? And I'm listening to it, but I see everybody, because G Wood don't tell me, man, we gonna go to the yard and exercise. I'm like, okay, let's go exercise. I'm with that. So when I get out there, the whole Crip car is out there doing burpees and all this. And there's this one guy, and I don't recall his name. God forgive me for not remembering his name. That he was leading, and he was speaking in Swahili. The first time I ever heard this, not necessarily heard Swahili, but heard somebody in a prison position speaking it like kind of fluently and leading the cadence and the cadre in a Swahili tone with Swahili words and mannerisms, right? So I like, wow, this is cool. This is like some of the first time I really people start passing me all kind of literature and all this kind of stuff. So I get designated to a place, but all the time I don't know that all this stuff that I'm going through at this Wasco and dealing with these guys, and I'm sure they was on paperwork. They probably could have been CCO. They could have been blue. I don't know all that because ain't nobody walking around telling you, hey, I'm a CCO or I'm a blue note. You just know how they move. You know the language. You know how they do in prison, how these guys operate. So I get what was called RTC, return to custody, because it was a violation. So they sent me to a place called Shafter. Shafter is right outside of Bakersfield, is in Kern County. It was a brand new place, right? But it was like a place where they took in prison. And this one, I tell you, we are the cotton, because we became the product in which this place Shafter used us to make money, because Shafter was a police department, but they built a housing unit so big to house over, could have been like 500 people. Their capacity could have been. But at this time when I get there, I realize it's 300 essays, 100 white boys, and 100 brothers, maybe 112 brothers, somewhere along that. And some of the brothers I met there was Ham from Country Boy, Rob, and a few other cats, Big Country, all of them from Country Boy Crips out of Bakersfield, the gang of country boys there. And then there was the 415, the Kumi. There was a guy named Slim out of San Francisco. He was running. Then there was another cat. His name was Abdul. Abdul would sit on the yard, and he would, give everybody. And he, what I think Bam called it Usalama. He had two cats that always stood around him guarding him. as well as Slim. So this is some more information that I'm taking in, or more knowledge that I'm taking about how these guys operate that's under these paperwork and constitutions. So I get there, and I don't know that my homies are there. So I get there, I realize C-Bop is there, Beanie Boy is there, and Tiger is there. So now I'm like, oh man, I got the homies here, right? So I get happy about that. So when they call yard, we meet up. I go up to greet everybody. We chit chat or whatever. We chop it up, talk about the streets and all that. So I'm still what's running through my mind is this situation I got with Seabot. So finally I break the ice to him. And then he had no idea, you know what I mean? It was like what I figured. He didn't know it was me or nothing. Had he had known it was me, he would have did something differently. So I had absolutely no reason. So this is important, right? Sometimes we can think a thought in our mind, but the reality of it don't necessarily reflect what's really going on. This is because sometimes things can be something that's just going on inside your head and don't really exist in real life. And we can get caught up that way. And when we overreact, or where the situation might have passed us had we not moved, but we moved so quick, the situation hit us head on, blood first. So sure enough, we talked about it, we laughed about it. He said, man, I didn't know that was you. Me and him, we laughing, right? So, but this is one of the reasons why sometimes when you got homeboys, you have the whole neighborhood and you have homeboys. Everybody, just because you homeboys and all that, everybody in those neighborhoods are not going to get along. Usually what gets along is what makes people get along is resources, economy, and the way guys at the top of the food chain put together the foundation within your neighborhood. And when everybody's eating, everybody get along. But there's going to be some jealousies and hostilities and envy there. But pretty much everybody move better when it's like that. And I'm just trying to explain to you guys and hope you guys grasp the concept that I'm using it in order to display how these units and how these cadres and how these tribes and how these sets function. It's really all about resources. And a lot of time, whoever got the most resources usually kind of like control the system. And then you have people that in there that still don't really like the individual because he got a lot of resources. They pretend that they okay with that individual. You see, you follow what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so me, Beanie Boy, Tiger, we chop it up. So when I get there, I don't know that it's already been something going on the yard, right? So this cat named Slim, he's on the yard. He's from Frisco. He's the shot caller for the Kume. But now I meet Lee Dog. Lee Dog is from Fire Trade Avalon. I meet Anthony Player from Six Deuce East Coast, and G-Man from Gear Gang. All of us, we become tight. So it's just me and my three homies and those three. So we got a little network. We got a little coalition right there with us, right? And how we function. So, but at the same time, we just, we see what's happening. But we also understand this is a new spot. And usually new spots are very dangerous because nothing is established. The benches aren't established. The water fountains aren't established. The bathrooms, none of that. So when we got there, when you get there, these people would literally give you a can of Bugler, 6 or 7 brand new T-shirts, and 7 brand new. They really went out, to make it more comfortable. But at the same time, whatever type of resources or whatever money was coming, the government was giving to them, wasn't even a tenth of what you was getting from them versus what the government was giving this place for you being there. So they was green to how prison worked. And I think they was naive to how prison politics work. And they really put us as a people in a situation. So what happens? The shot caller for the Southerns get into it with Slim. Slim, they probably knew each other from previous prison experience. I don't know that part, but what I'm assuming that there was some animosity and hostility there. And what happened, them two met in the middle of the yard, and what I saw next was Slim Dude took off on Slim. Slim reversed it, came up, grabbed him, and turned him up and suplexed him straight to the ground. Bah! Now I know that dude's collarbone and probably his neck and something else was broken. I mean, I'm talking about Slim really like Slim, the way Slim did that, it was like Slim knew some stuff. It wasn't like no regular move. It was like some stuff you saw people that trained and know how to put those type of maneuvers on people. And Slim melted him into the concrete and he was messed up. The essays got so mad, and the essays and the white boys came together on us. And what they started doing, and mind you, I didn't even tell you this part, all the iron pile, the 2.5s and nickels, I never went to a spot where that 2.5s and all these different stuff. I was one of the equipment people on the yard. So I would notice that all these different clamps and stuff, I had to keep account of the clamps and stuff and make sure everybody was turning in their equipment. But all this stuff was loose. Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody can hear me okay? I know sometimes my truck get loud. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Let me catch up there. Right on, Bam. I appreciate it. That's my pops you training about. Okay. Which one? Which one is your pops? Beanie Boy, Tiger, or Cecil Bob? But anyway, loud and clear. So what happened next, it was like Operation Desert Storm. All you see was a bunch of dirt and sand and they charging us. So me and my crew, me, Cecil Bob, Beanie Boy, Tiger, G-Man, Cecil, C-Bob, okay. Hey, Cecil Brown, right on. We'll talk, bro. We'll talk, Tari. We all formed a circle around us. Now, this is the first time when I realized how valuable it was, no matter you was Muslim, no matter you were Kume, 415, Jama, CCO, Blue Note, just black. That's when just being black was the only thing that you had operating for you. And that unity itself became very important because that's how we, you know what I mean, we was able to fight them to a degree that we was able to get to a space and then seal them off and then we attacked them again. But anyway, so when that happened, I'm looking to my right. I got an essay. I'm giving him the business, giving it to him, whooping him. I don't see this other little because they always include the Pisces in their stuff. The Southerners, I have a problem with you, but they include other individuals in their situation because I don't think they necessarily have the testicular fortitude to see it all the way out. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong, and I think that they look at the size because it was like 10 brothers on the yard hitting 500 bitch on there. So they look at that type of stuff and I think that's a form of intimidation. You know, you got brothers walking around there with muscles on top of muscles and, you know, and just, I guess it can be intimidating, but you know, if you pushing them knives, that really don't matter, man. I don't see a gang of buff dudes run for the heels and get out the way because a knife come out. That's just my take on it. It don't matter. So what happened, they Quincy from Queen Street, Inglewood, man, it was tight. So what happened, they tried to cut us off, but we was able to get in the corridor. When we got in the corridor, we was able to pull the door shut on them. And then we had the even number locked in the corridor where we was at and where they was at. And we went to work on them. The homie KK from Bennett Show Line get hit. He almost got hit in the heart, and we really lost it at that point. We just went through the whole corridors, mopping them. But unknown to us, some of the brothers decided not to do what we did, and they went another, and those brothers caught the bad end of the stick too. But Long story short, man, we dug them out, man, and the crazy part about it, those police, they was in what they call, I think they like time capsules, but I guess they booths where they can monitor everything, but they like sealed off, they tinted windows. I forget what they call those type of situations, but they can see everything that's going on. Let's see, that's right on G Bam fact. They can see everything that's going on, but they necessarily not finna come out and engage. So what they did, they radioed to Hatchetby. I believe it was to Hatchby or Corker and one of them. Whatever one's got for, man, this is the first time I ever seen this. And I'm pretty sure Bam has seen it. They rolled in about 4 or 5 buses of tactical CDC type people. They rolled them in and they rolled them in, man, and they came through, man. All I can say, man, they was kicking ass and taking names. Simple as that. And hog tying. And people was hog tied everywhere, stressed out. They few people had to go get helicoptered out, or they had to get the EMT emergency unit out or whatever into the local cities right there, to where they took people to the hospitals and all that. But then so I got hit in the backside, right on the right buttocks per se. I don't know, man. The little cat just ran up and just got me, right? But anyway, me, Tiger, Player, G-Man, everybody was accounted for except for Cecil Bob. So it wouldn't be till I got out, actually, because they sent me to another spot because they asked me, did I need to go to the hospital? I said, no, I don't need to go to the hospital. That's when the riot is for real. Yeah, that's when it's for real. But that was the first time that I ever been in one like that, Bam. That was, and it was an eye opener. It was an eye opener in it, and the seriousness and the danger of it was like very, very present and real. You could feel the hostility, you could feel the hate, all that on time relative. Cecil Bob, right on. Stephanie, yeah, C Bob is my guy. But when I got out, I was so happy to see Cecil Bob was all right, because they ain't gonna tell you nothing in there. But I knew he was one of the ones that wound up going to the hospital. They ain't gonna tell you nothing. They gonna just, you don't know what, they just send you another spot. That they where our lockers was at, all our lockers was ransacked or whatever, because they had the numbers and all those ones that was, because they locked a large percentage of them in the units. They couldn't get out. The ones in the units didn't do nothing. It's just the ones on the yard and the brothers that was inside the units didn't no harm come to them. But man, shout out to them country boys. Shout out to them, man. Bakersfield, Country Boy Crippin. They was on it. Shout out to the 415, to the Cumulate, to the Jama. I don't know what Brother Ali, what he was, but shout out to him wherever he at. And shout out to all the individuals that was preaching that black unity and showing how black unity can supersede and overcome situations that we never thought we can overcome. See, divided, we fall, but together, we're strong. We're very strong people, and we can overcome a lot of. You don't think we got here to this present day from 1619, originally bought here to be a commodity traded on the open market. Cotton became the product of choice, and they used our free labor to pick that cotton. And right now, for them to be even talking about they don't owe us anything, that's where they factually and unusually wrong in that regard. They owe us a great deal. They owe us a great deal, because the country, the land in which we stand on, that you see around you every day, black people built it. So what they try to do is allude to that you are lazy people, and that just stuff they use to put into the dichotomy or the psyche of black people, and a lot of times we accept it. That's how we get to this part where we start, we start hating and having jealousy, envy, and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna tell you guys, be careful of the internet. The internet is something people can create these lies or create these life or grandiose that you believe that somehow is who they really are. But a lot of these guys, you don't even see their face. They'll just be talking. Now they're on there talking about Young Thug. Now they saying Young Thug was, I don't trust none of these rappers. Let me put that to say. A lot of these rappers, I'm talking about these new rappers. These new rappers, and Bam gonna know what I'm saying when I say this. A lot of these new rappers, they have different methods and different communications. And a lot of them believe in mouth out bail. They believe in mouth out bail. And they would mouth out, they would tell, they would give up information. The moment they get put in the back seat of a police car, they start blah, 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 blah. So allegedly, they got Young Thug giving up the information on some hot ones. So that's what's in the news feed right now. So, but don't take it. Don't take it with a whole lot of weight and merit, because we don't know why this news feed is circling. We don't know why, who's putting it out. We don't know that. So until we find all that out, you know what I mean? Sell soldiers. Until we find all that out, let's approach it with caution. That's what I'm saying. So shout out to the Bam. Bam, how you doing today, Bam? Let's see. I know exactly what you're saying, Professor. Right on, Matthew. Derek, what's happening, Derek? What up? Marlena. My fault, sister. What up? Will, what's happening? Exactly. Tell them if a person did some work, they should get paid for the work they did. Exactly. But they like that, you know what I mean? They like the fact that they built this. Shout out to Stan the man. What's up, Stan? That they built this country off of free labor. They love that fact. They love that fact. The guy that told me that he's Cecil Bob's son, send me a message over in the Hood Postman and on Instagram. It's DAHODPOSTMAN, the Hood Postman on Instagram. Send me a message over there. I'd like to hear from you. We're indigenous to the earth, period. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Oh, send you Bam's number when I finish. Okay, Stan, I got you. I'm just going back to some message. Long live the relative C-Bob. You right, Stephanie? And then what's so crazy about when I saw C-Bob after we got out is that, I was helping him, and, because he was going through some changes with a couple of girls, but he was on his stuff. He was doing his entrepreneur, selling oils and different stuff, and going to Dagwa, different stores, getting his stuff, getting his own money, creating his own lifestyle and his own, what he wanted to do. So I would help him, pick him up, take him, do that, and he was doing quite well, but he just got with the wrong female. I don't remember what her name was. You know how sometimes people just, for whatever reason, they get into it, what you want to call them, people and all that kind of stuff. It just get ridiculous. Yeah, so when he passed away, I don't remember who porch it was, but they found him on one of the homies' porch, slumped over. And he had, I think that was like 2011. He had passed away. But anyway, I was just remembering my homeboy. Shout out to the Beanie Boy. He's still around. Tiger, he rest in peace. And some of the guys that I named, that grew up with him over there. Rocky, rest in peace. Ant, rest in peace. Sandman, rest in peace. And not necessarily through gang violence or nothing like that. It's just sometimes the process of life, the circle of life, have different outcomes for different people for various reasons. We don't know what they are. We don't know when we're going and when we come and none of that. We always know where we've been, but we never know where we're going. Story time. That's just, that's just, yeah. Live life and learn how to enjoy it. You're right, more. You're right, Bam. That's it. Live life and learn how to do. What up, Bam? Right on. Right on, Derek. Yeah, them damn oils. You remember that, Stephanie? Yeah, see, Bob had oils for everybody, right? He want to keep everybody smelling good. But I appreciate you guys sending me a message over at the Hood Postman, and we could talk about C Bob, on a personal level. Yeah, right on. Yeah. Oh, Tiger was your uncle. Yeah, Tiger was in there with me. Tiger, yeah, Town of Tiger. That's what they call it. He sold me some every day. Yeah, Town of Tiger was up in there with me, man. See, Beanie Boy. I don't even know what Beanie Boy is at. That's my homie, Town of Mike's uncle. I think they uncle or cousin, something like that. I believe that. Yeah. What's your Instagram again? My Instagram is The Hood Postman. DAHOODPOSTMAN. The Hood Postman. One word. There you go, Marlene. Appreciate it. Shout out to E Money. What's happening, E Money? Just, giving a little story, man, and was thinking about. I saw a lot of times what I do, I see things that like trigger my mind. Like I saw the picture today of C Bob, and I'm like, wow, there goes Cecil Bob. And I'm telling you, I saw Cecil Bob lose fights, literally. But then when he started winning them, C Bob got so good at winning fights that he would tell homies, nah, let me fight him. That's just how confident he got. He got so confident in what he was doing. He was like, nah. And shout out to the homeboy, Tanner Bow. I forgot about Tanner Bow. I can't forget Tanner Bow because Tanner Bow was right there with C-Bob. Shout out to the homie Tanner Bow. Man, I would have felt bad if I wouldn't have mentioned Tanner Bow because Tanner Bow was right there. Tanner Bow know everything that I'm saying about the homie. Tanner Bow and Sandman knew C-Bob probably better than anybody. Tanner Bow, Sandman, and New Bob, those three. And shout out to the homie Tanner Bow, wherever he is and how he's doing. I hope he's doing well. I hope life is treating him, giving him that feeling or the outcomes that he's been looking for. I just really appreciate that, man. Shout out to Tanner Bow. Man, I would have felt bad if I would have mentioned Tanner Bow. Just hit me just now. Let's see. Any more questions in regards to that? Any more? Yeah, I've been having dialogue with my little brother, Gertrude Montana. He actually want me to I gotta get his words. I'm gonna use his words tomorrow. I'm gonna do something tomorrow, and I'm gonna give you something that came from him, and see. And I hope, and I know you guys gonna vibe on it because y'all see me in the little videos. Yeah, I'm in a rig. You hear it? Yeah, I'm in a rig. Some of his things that he used, yeah, man, are amazing and incredible as to Facebook. I think he liked doing his little monologue. He liked doing his monologues. Not matter of fact, his monologues be actually huge. They have a profound effect. They're thoughtful. They're inspirational, and they have a lot of care in his thoughtful words. And I just want to capture my little brother as best I can and often as I can because I think you guys would appreciate the things he has to say. And just go look on there. How long did it take you to learn to drive? Man, I've been driving these things since the 90s, bro. I've been driving this. One thing about me, right? So when all the homeboys was getting down in the streets, moving, moving weight, you know, making hand-to-hand sales, whatever it was, I gathered enough money and said, And this is what I thought to myself. I said, this is not gonna last. This is not gonna last. So let me go get me a certification or something that I enjoy doing. So what I did, I went and got a trucker's license. I went to heavy equipment operator school because I wanted to learn how to, operate a backhoe, caterpillar, all that. But what was more appealing to me because a lot of the construction work is seasonal. It pays good, but it gets very seasonal. And I'm the type of person that has to be consistent. Yeah, get them likes up. Start a trucker channel. Okay, Pat. Um, I have to be very consistent in what I do. And if something is not consistent, I really don't like it. I have 19 jobs already. Yeah, Marlene is pretty much right about that. Yeah, yeah, she knows. Funny, Marlene. I I even had to laugh at that Marlene because you be hitting it. Yeah, while everyone was sleeping, I'm trucking. Sometimes I do some of my best thinking, man. At 2 o'clock in the morning, the road is open. I can just get up that road, get up the hills. This morning, I had a catastrophe. I'm coming out of Palm Springs, a place called La Quinta. It's called La Quinta, right outside of Palm Springs, Palm Desert, all that, right? And I'm coming across Desert Hill. Desert Hill is Scale House right there in Banning, California, right next to the casino right there, out of where the outlets is, and what is that, Morongo's? I believe that's Morongo, right? And I'm going through there, and I see the red light come on, bing. I said, "Oh man, they talking to me. Mind you, I haven't been pulled in a scale house for an inspection. The last time I got inspected was like 2014. That's just so I was way overdue for an inspection, right? I know how to cut past and get past a lot of this, but for some reason, I just the sun was coming up, and I said, okay, I got to go into this scale. So I go in, boom, showing up. They put the light on me, pull me in. So the guy comes out. He comes back. He looking at the back end of my trailer, right? And I'm like, what the heck is he back there for? And I see him with the stick, right? It's showing up, man. I get back there and look. My inside tire is obliterated. It's just the shreds. It ain't even a tire no more. I don't know what you could call it, but it's not a tire. So the second tire has some damage too. So what they did, they put me out of service. So I was out of service for maybe about 4 to 5 hours because I got to go. Yeah, IE, right? Yeah. So I had to go and call roadside and get the roadside in there. They came out and changed all my tires. So what they did, they wrote me a warning ticket. They could have been crappy about it. They wrote me a warning. So once they came out and did all the repairs and straightened up everything and fixed everything, I went back into the inspection. Boom, they wrote it off, gave me a clean inspection. Boom, I was out of there. So that was part of my day this morning. Yeah. So, but anyway, that stuff happens. I'm fortunate to even make it this far and not have a level 1, level 2 inspection. Just that's really like unheard of. But I'm so experienced with these roads and these streets and these scale houses. I know when to hit them and get past. I know, and I'm not bragging on that. I'm just saying that's just something that truckers do. At certain times you can move, and a lot of these scale houses will be closed, or not that I be illegal or any of that. I'm always underweight. I'm always balanced. I'm always checking my tires and checking things that making sure lights, all my lights and signal lights and all emergency equipment is working. They check my logs. All my logs are clean and good. I don't cheat on logs. So all that was gravy, cool in the game. I'm gonna bring Rolo back. I'm gonna bring Rolo back. Matter of fact, you guys, that second part to that to Rolo's video is coming up where he dropped off when he was in Sacramento, and then I said lock the door. Yeah. Well, after he got in the taxi cab, well, okay. The second part of that, I should probably drop it tomorrow. So it's still part of that first video, but it's the second part because I'm keeping the videos under 8, 9, 10 minutes, whatever, because they seem to do better that way. They go a lot better, and that's kind of like what YouTube prefers. When you get too elongated on these videos, like when I do these lives, right? When I do lives are not really lives are cool, but lives are cool the fact that you have something to say and you have substance and you're able to carry a monologue. You carry a monologue in a way that where you're not dependent on people in the chat to ask you questions per se. Shout out to the comedy girl. How you doing? And you can give people some historical facts, some history altogether, and some things that are important that happens around us and to us as Black people. I think that's incredible. I think that's an amazing thing that we should do. We should all focus on James Cass. I say we should all focus on giving each other information because information, when it's put into a plan that has a definite end, that's when it becomes power. Information alone is not power, but information that has a plan that has a definite end, that's when it becomes power. Where's the link that he was talking about on Peabody? I got it. He's talking about on. I put up a few links, fam. I just have to send it to you. Yeah, I did a good pre-trip on my truck. Yeah, but see the thing about it, when I woke up this morning, comedy girl, the pre-trip that I done, everything was good. But what happened? I switched trailers out in La Quinta. So where I was at, it was extremely dark. So between me leaving La Quinta and coming back, somewhere that tire popped, and I didn't realize it. So sometimes the tire pop and you know it, but if the tire's on the inside, that thing can go to shreds, and you won't even know it because it didn't make a loud noise, or the road noise was so loud inside the cabin that And I drive a KW. A KW is like a Cadillac, driving a Cadillac versus driving a Freightliner. Freightliner, you shaking and rattling and making all kind of noise. They call them freight shakers. But I got that Cadillac, I got that KW 680 with a pack car engine, which I never had any problem with it. So I see people they don't like. Pack car usually go in Peterbilts and KWs. Comfy girl, appreciate it. It's me, Comfy girl. That's right, Comfy girl. Matthew, what's happening, man? Anybody got? Well, now we can open up to questions. We almost been in here an hour. So if anybody got any questions in regard to anything I said, trucking, or just life in general, everyday activity, I think I've been on this earth long enough to have a little bit of experience about a little bit of most things. Not saying that I have the best knowledge, but that's just what I feel. That's my opinion. I get the chance. Sometimes I get a chance to pat myself, right? I'm not a grandstander, though. I don't grandstand. I just, go out and do the research, get the information, facts, statistics, data, And I put things together and I figure things out. Consistency is the key for me. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Stan. It's consistency. I'm waiting. What if say? I'm waiting on put my bro mail on. Don't run from it. Run to it. Show. Excellent, man. Let's do it. You know me, man. Anything for the mail. Anything. If you could rewind to a specific year, Melly, Mel, what year would it be? If I could rewind to a specific year, I think the '60s and the '70s was amazing. The '60s was amazing in regards to how close we were and how the family unit actually operated back then. It's not this stuff you see today. This doesn't. The stuff you see today don't even hold a candle to what we were in the '60s, bro. I'm telling you, I grew up in a time where I saw records like James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, the Ben Precious, People Get Ready, Curtis Mayfield, We're Winners, that inspired us in such a way that we shine, we reflected the words that was actually coming across those airways. When you heard Montague on the airways saying, "Burn, baby, burn," that meant something to us because we were so fed up with the oppression and the weaponization of police departments and the institutions and their systems that was just set up to be against us. Yet we fought through all that stuff. And we used to see those black berets and those black leather jackets and those black outfits and that red and black and green and they was, you know, the fist, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm telling you guys, if you could have been there for that moment, I know a lot of you guys are younger, but if you could have been there for that moment, you'd have know how great we were as a people. I used to see the Black Panther Party, right? Because I went to the Black Panther Party to participate in the free lunch program, and because I sold newspapers right there on Vernon and Western. There's newspaper saying the shoe shine parlor across the street. Me and my cousin and his homeboy, we used to run between the dude of the RX drugstore on the corner. We used to run through all those and get our hustle on as kids to go down there, grab a free lunch with the Black Panthers to be down there teaching. They would be educating, they would self-defense, but I would see them pull up in the pack cars, the cars with the running boards on the side, with the long guns and the bullet around their chest and their waist, and they would monitor police stopping black people and make sure they was doing it, just being, doing the police work and not being obnoxious and outrageous and targeting black people because it's the color of your skin. Color of your skin is your sin. And this is how these people, they mistreated us for so many years. And I miss that camaraderie that we had, that commonality, that rapport that we had with most of others when 95% of the black people were married. 95% of black people were married. Today is so low. People, one out of every four black women get married today. One out of every four. So when you go back and look at that, how the black folks, because the power of the black foundation of the black power movement was the black family. And then people realized that. The clear people realized that. So they set in place division, COINTELPRO, programs, the welfare system program, and they divided us. And we didn't have enough. We didn't have enough information, or we wasn't. And it was Martin Luther King who said this. The two most dangerous things in the world is sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Sincere ignorance is just don't know, and conscientious stupidity is you just stupid. Based on culture awareness, culture competence, and culture responsibility. So if we can get back to culture responsibility back during that time, we'll be a far greater people. We'll be, we'll be something. We'll be amazing. We are amazing. Don't get me wrong, because we come from 1619 to where we are now. You know how much blood has been shed, how much we had to fight, scratch, borrow, beg to get to where we are today, to enjoy some of the things that we have. So this is when I teach. Just listen to me, guys. Get on the bus and let me take you to school. Because a lot of these platforms, a lot of these, they want to talk to you about certain things, but a lot of the things is the self-grandize, the self-motivate, the self-pat on the back, and the grandstand. That's not my intention. That's not my purpose. I'm here for a far greater reason and purpose than just that. And that's what makes me a target for a lot of people that look like me, act like me, well, maybe not act like me, but look like me, because they don't want to see that become successful. Because if that becomes successful, then they become irrelevant and unnecessary. Unnecessary because some of the things that some of these people talk about, let's be honest, it's just all BS. It's just all BS. I've been from, okay, Oaks Park, Midtown, became Santana Block. That's all I ever been in. I never joined no motorcycle clubs, because motorcycle clubs have a set of politics and rules. I never joined the car club because the car club has a set of politics and rules. So anytime you get into a social setting and social gatherings and social commitment to other functions, it has its own set of politics and rules. I've already been through that with being part of Santana. I don't want to ever go through that again. Now, if something becomes nationalism or black nationalism or respect of how black culture should be and how we should live, I'm all for that, really. Because to have pride of your community, pride of your skin, and pride of your culture, don't never be afraid of the shame of that, because that's what we should have. And until we gather that, until we realize that, we're gonna hopelessly forever be doomed to mediocrity. Dr. Claude Anderson said, if we don't, I don't remember what year he said, we'll be forever stuck in being a second and third class citizens. We have the education, we have the credibility, we have the history. But what we don't have is that we let certain religious sects and groups kind of impede our path. They slow us up because, and when I say that, and I don't mean to talk about them, but I got to talk about them. Religion is a business. Jesus is a product. You are the consumers, and the pastors, the bishops, the deacons, and all these the prayer worship. They are the benefactors. That is 100%. 100%. Because everybody wants resources, and resources is what makes this world go round. So if the resources that come at the expense and the benefit of you being ignorant and naive and under suffer from information malnutrition, then these individuals will take advantage of you. The Creflo Dollars, the Joel Osteens, the TD Jakes, they have some wonderful and amazing things to say. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying that their lives is gonna look a lot. You want to know who's winning in the church? Look at the bishop. Look at TD Jake's house and compare it to your house. Look at Creflo Dollar's house and compare it to your house. Look at Joel Osteen's house and compare it to your house. One of the things we should have paid attention was the pastors and bishops of LA, the preachers. Now, I'm not saying that the Bible can't give you enlightenment and fulfillment and give you a whole lot of substance. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that you're being misled by individuals that know these books and know how to use these books for sensationalism and prosperity. That's what they do. That's what they do. And I know people, religious people, they'll come on and be ready to go to war with me about this religious stuff, but I just, hey, I ain't got time for it. I feel the way I feel. I see things the way I see them. And I know what I'm saying is 100% facts. So get on the bus and let me take you to school. History is medicine for a sick mind, for within history, the variety of human experience you can teach and learn from. That's it. And the more you know, the better. We're in the age of information. Look at what's happening in AI, artificial intelligence. They're using the artificial intelligence in the police departments, the CIA, the FBI, naval intelligence. They're using the artificial intelligence in the private sectors, iPhones, all these different stuff. They're using it. They're using it. They even got robots now that react to. I just did a little, think a little clip on it where robots are acting emotions to emotions and responding to different things, you know. And they're gonna eliminate you, and they're gonna replace you with the robots in the job. Some of the jobs you do. So, whatever job you're doing, make sure that a robot can't do it. It's just flat. But anyway, I'm Professor Minimil. Hope you guys enjoyed this another segment. Creflo Dollar had to have a G6 order to travel. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's all the game, though, bro. That's all the game. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment below. Go ahead and hit those thumbs up before you get up out of here, and just share these videos, share this information, even if they don't want to hear it. Just share it with them anyway. Maybe there's something that I said that they might gravitate towards, or something that it can apply in their life that'll just make their life just go a lot more better. I'm telling you, this is not a glamorization, not a glorification. It's an education. Know that. And sometimes I have to use our in chronological time what we got going on today and what we had going on a little bit of yesterday, and mix it and make a gumbo and make a good meal to prepare for you guys in order to articulate a message that you guys can relate to. Because I know people like the Damu and Kiwe history, but let's be honest, anything that represented CK, BK, colored man killer, black man killer, there's nothing that we should be proud of. We shouldn't be celebrating murderers when they come home from prison after doing 30 and 40 years. I don't think we shouldn't be throwing them no big applause and celebrations like they really like. That's just my opinion on it. And don't get me wrong, I get caught up in some of this stuff too. I do, and then I catch myself like, man, what I'm doing here. Let me get up out of this situation. I know better than this now. I'm 64 years old. Man up, mature, get maturity, and just love your family. Love who's around you in your everyday activity. Love the people that's there for you, that's preparing meals or getting up every day, going to work, and making sure the lights and gas stay on. Love those individuals. And love anybody that's pulling for you, rooting for you to win. Love those individuals. Because that's where the real 100% people are. I tell you guys, ice is solid too until you put some heat on it. So just because they say they solid, or they say I'm real. What you mean? Real what? Real scandalous, real faulty, real negligent, real crazy? I'm going to need a little more information for you to clarify what really real is to you. Because real can be a lot of things. But I appreciate if you clarify that's how you got to come at them. Don't slip on that part, because people say, "Man, I'm a RN, I'm a real ninja." Well, okay, I'm gonna be needing a little more information. I want you to be a little more clear about what real is to you, because last time I said you was real scandalous, you was real dirty, you was real tardy, you was real negligent, you was real ignorant. So But then you got the other side, the flip side. They real kind, they real sweet, they real forgiving, they real. You understand? So duality is in play. Duality. There's up, down, he, she, open, close. Everything has a duality. With that being said, take us off out of here, shawty.
Prefer grind all the time, baby.
Yeah. Cali Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Bricks for the low.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons, Marlena Williams. Go ahead and lock the door, because we are gone. We're out.